So the next one we're going to talk about here a little bit is we're going to, in these sort of worlds, you need some rules. So every great place, number 2 in this one, has rules. And so the first question that we're going to start with for everyone, when you're thinking about this sort of world you've invented here, is what is something on this world that's forbidden? What's something that's not allowed on this place behind it? So, Ethan, what's something in your world here that's not allowed? It's forbidden, that no one sort of maybe is a little surprising or unique or some kind of rule that's forbidden.
I think there's like the thing that powers the whole world. It's like in Jakaria, like that is what gives people immortality. So they're not allowed to mess with it. Like it's like a forbidden zone.
So they're forbidden from messing with this sort of superpower force. And so what you kind of already came up with yours a little, Quinn, that the people are not allowed to come to the island who are outsiders,
also,
right?
Also, you're not allowed to build your house on land.
Okay, so you're not allowed to build your house on land, and you're not allowed to, outsiders are not allowed in the place.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So make this known number 2. Put number 2. So what they're forbidden from. And great stories always have something that's forbidden, right? You think about Harry Potter, kind of the Muggles were forbidden from coming into this world. There's always kind of this
forbidden
from, right? Yeah. Yeah. Encanto, people from the outside were forbidden from coming into the Encanto, and you were also forbidden from leaving. So you have something that's forbidden behind that one. So the next thing that we want to know about is what's something that's kind of like what's something that's like a requirement or a tradition that's required? So something that kind of is important that you must do, like kind of a tradition or some kind of a celebration. Is there some sort of a big celebration or a sort of a tradition that happens in this place? So in your kind of Game of Thrones like world, is there some kind of a tradition that celebrates some of these things behind it?
Go to your house.
Yeah, I mean, I think they celebrate the ruling dragon, and so there's like maybe a dragon dance that would be kind of like similar to Game of Thrones.
I like it. I like Kate's. There's an ability, but you're forbidden from using it, right? Those are great kind of things. Like there's this power, but something forbids it. So Quinn, for you, what's the tradition that happens on this island? Is there any kind of like a celebration or festival or something kind of like a way that we sort of these requirements and rules there?
Well,
don't touch this, please.
They always have a big pool party once a year to celebrate
no one coming to the island?
Yeah, celebrate the day that they made the rule that nobody could come.
Got it. So that's the perfect, I think. Are you celebration to like when this rule happened? And that's sort of the good one. They celebrate that happening. And then oftentimes there's something like you want to look back on when that first happened. So what was the first moment that all happened? So for you, Quinn, like when did that originally happen back in the history of this island place? When did they first forbid people from coming to the island? Can you tell that story?
When somebody accidentally made their house on land, and the flood swept their house away.
Got it. Okay, so that's good. So like, people are now forbidden from making houses on land because someone came outside and made houses and they flooded. So that's a good example. Kind of there's some biblical things in that one, even, I think. So what about you, Ethan? This idea of kind of like this sort of when that origin happened of when this sort of first thing began.
Yeah.
Celebrate the dragon.
Before the dragon took power, like he had like 2 parents, like King and Queen Dragon, that were in control. And so the wizards killed them. And so ever since that day, where like the dragon that was left in charge, like, that's he like celebrates like the changing in power, I guess, like from like millennia like prior.
Got it. So the first time that power changed is kind of when that began, where this sort of tradition began at that point.
Yeah. Did you have the Bible be your inspiration?
What's that?
The Bible being your inspiration? Like
you could, right? You certainly could.
Yeah.
I like it. That's great. So I see some good ones here, right? Leaving offerings, right? This idea of like kind of these cool things. Those are really interesting pieces behind it. And again, feel free to put it in the chat, whatever you're sort of thinking about here, these kind of key rules. So it's really important when you invent a world that you have to have kind of some of these rules. And so, you know, there's rules that are things that are forbidden, and there's traditions that are really important and kind of have been around for a long time. So Ethan has this kind of dragon dance idea when the ritual dragon sort of comes into power, and Quinn has this idea of the celebration of when they like kicked people off who are outsiders from it. And so no more people into it. And those kind of like interesting rules are really important in building a world. You want to have certain really powerful rules behind it. So so we have one last kind of like prompt that we're going to go through. And then I think, Ethan, we're going to give away some prizes. Is that right? All right. So we're going to do one more, and then we'll do that one.